meeting going. So, welcome everybody. Just if you're on the YouTube stream, note that there is a delay of about 20 to 25 seconds. So if you're the YouTube stream works well on a 3D TV or on a Lume Pad, but you'll have to mute your live stream in order not to have severe echo and feedback if you're also listening to the Zoom session. And of course, the Zoom session provides your interactivity if you want to, talk or ask questions. Hello, Dr. Nair, and hello, Mike, and hello, Steve.
Hello.
Anyway, just to get started here, the theme for this evening is parks, and then we have open projector show and tell. We will tonight choose themes for future meetings. We'll show part 3 of the ISU Code Folio 33 and talk about upcoming events. And then in the informal part of the meeting, I just received this today. It's my X-Reel Beam Pro. So it's a brand new 3D camera. What happened was there was some activity in Photo 3D yesterday, and David Starkman had some good things to say about it, and then Dr. T had some good things to say about it, and I said, okay, that's enough for me, and so I ordered it on Amazon yesterday, and it came today. And so it is not a phone. It has the form factor of a phone, but it is basically an Android tablet with Wi-Fi. So you can, if you're in Wi-Fi, you can send and receive email and do all the things that a tablet can do, but there's no phone in it. But basically, it is a fairly capable 3D. I've only taken one photo, but it seems to be a fairly capable camera, and we'll talk about that later. So, anyway, moving on. Start out with theme, and David, we'll let you talk about your photos.
Okay, well, we've had this before, so maybe some of these have seen before, but anyway, here's what is the name? Don't get all this forgetting.
It's a can.
What's the name of the park where all the Revolutionary War was? Gettysburg. Gettysburg. This is Gettysburg. Sorry,
Civil War, not Revolutionary War.
Revolution. Secession. Anyway, this is Gettysburg. And there's the field where the fights were, and you can see all the statues that they got out there. Oh yeah, and here's my friend. We were going to Yellowstone National Park, as you can see, and that was our car, and we made it. Everybody knows that we were going to Yellowstone.
And that's the loose nut in the photo?
Yeah. I think that's my car, so he was just a writer, but I had to take the picture and take a picture of him. Anyway, there's the Yellowstone Park and the lodge, and there's some problem with it down on the lower part, and it's 3 pictures put together, so I really need to do the lower right again.
So did you try and use Photoshop stitching, or did you manually put it together?
I took 3 pictures and put them all together in Photoshop.
Okay, using the automatic stitching?
No, I did it manually.
Okay.
And you can see some problem with the trees over there down that truck. There's something wrong with that truck. But anyway, there's Yellowstone Lodge. Now come a little closer. Oh, there's Old Faithful. And I think I've showed that before, but there's Old Faithful at the lodge. This is in Provo Canyon. That's called Bridal Veil Falls, and it's a little park they have there that. And we hiked all the way up there and all the way up the. I guess the people can't see, but we hiked up here and up there just to get to the top. And when we got to the top, we know. I think I told the story before. When we got to the top, we noticed the sun was going down, so we had to get out of there really quick. And it was hard in the semi-darkness.
Yeah.
But
Is it the kind of place where you look at it and you don't realize how far it is? I had that experience in what's the one of the other parks in Utah?
There's lots of them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So anyway, for what it's worth, there's a Bridal Veil Falls in Oregon, so I guess they don't have a trademark on the name or anything.
I guess not. And this is Silverton Falls.
Silver Creek Falls.
Silver Creek Falls.
In Silverton.
And getting closer.
That's a nice
So
walk.
was this a cha-cha with a phone? Or
I don't remember.
Because I'm looking at the aspect ratio, and I was wondering why it was.
I don't remember. That picture probably is 25 years old.
Okay.
I mean, when I took it.
And some of the same water molecules are still going over it today.
Yes.
Mhm.
Anyway, this is Ape Caves, the entrance to Ape Caves, and I don't know whether that's a park or not, but it's certainly a
Oh yes.
place to go and park your car and explore the caves. They
Yeah, up by Mount St. Helens.
Yes, they call it Ape Caves because a group that discovered it was that was the name of their group, ape somethings. It had nothing to do with apes. It's like I say, it's a lava tube in Mount St. Helens, and there's just the inside of it. I could have shown you 15 or 20 pictures, but I just picked 2. And I don't know what the name of this park is. It's a tree park south of here. If anybody knows where it is, I don't know what the name of it is.
Rhododendron garden?
Could be.
I don't know.
I don't think this is the
No?
rhododendron. It
Okay.
doesn't look like the rhododendron.
Anyway, there's lots of just every kind of a tree and a flower and plants, and they've even got the plants that eat bugs and all kinds of things there. You can just really, and that was just a nice picture I took. And this is Silver Creek, is it?
No,
Silver Falls.
this is rhododendron garden.
Okay, this right up here,
Right,
rhododendron.
yeah, this is the
Yeah.
Crystal Springs
Crystal
rhododendron
Springs,
garden.
that's
I
it.
have a picture of that same fountain. So
Yes.
well,
Well,
mine is taken from the bottom of the stairs instead of the top of the stairs.
anyway, Crystal. And then the next one is the bridge. That's a really cool bridge. And there's lots of 3D pictures of that bridge in our club. Because Herb took us to a
Yeah,
tour there.
Yeah.
One of our field trips
Yeah.
10 years ago or more.
A long time. Oh, and everybody from Portland knows where that is. It's a what is it called?
Keller Fountain.
Keller Fountain.
It's across from Keller Auditorium.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of controversy whether they need to rebuild Keller Auditorium or relocate it to a different place. And I think they should rebuild it so it stays
Right
the
there.
falls across the street, but or the fountain.
And it's just amazing that they let those people swim in it, because it seems like it could be so dangerous if you weren't very careful.
Yeah, it looks dangerous to me. I've always thought, it's great until you fall.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that they've had any accidents, or at least any serious accidents, because probably if they did, they would close it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a park we have
Oh,
under the
man.
bridge that goes across from the college, across the, I don't know, it goes across the, doesn't go across the
By
college,
Cathedral Park.
Cathedral Park.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's the only guy there that's here still in the club.
Yeah, they're in a Hawaiian shirt.
And I could name most of the rest of them, but
There's Shab.
yeah, Shab and Diane is there.
Oh, yeah,
She
yeah.
comes, but she doesn't come.
Who's the guy in the middle with the Santa beard?
In the middle?
Yeah, yeah.
Right there?
Well, we got remember he's
With the beard or with the...
with the beard.
I don't remember his name, but he did all kinds of computer generated things that were in 3D. I don't think he took very many photographs.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember his name. I don't know who it is behind that guy in the
I'm
black
guessing,
shirt.
Bob Schlesinger Robert Schlesinger was there
That's
that
probably
day.
Bob Schlesinger.
Yeah.
In the black shirt. But anyway, that was a picnic we had. This is a little park right by where I used to live when we first moved to Oregon. And I don't know what the name of it is. It's the name of the street, Park. And that's my that's my daughter. And that boy there is the guy that made that 3D 3D printed 3D
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
And now I think he's graduated from college now. So that was a long time ago too. Oh, and anyway, I just had to throw this in, and this is not a park, but it's a parking place, and that's something that I put together, photoshopped all together. That's the last one.
Okay, thanks, David. And Michael isn't going to be here today because his work hours conflict, but he said that he would send me park pictures, and I said sure. So anyway, it's
Anybody know where that is?
That looks like gosh, what's it called? So it looks like the place I was thinking of. I was trying to describe.
Seems like there's a gold mine thing on TV that shows that same mountain.
I would guess Zion, maybe. Angels Rest.
Zion, that's what I was thinking of.
Like Angels Rest in Zion, maybe? I don't know.
anyway, so this is arches, I
Arches.
guess.
I've never seen that arch.
Hmm.
Nice, nice.
Cool.
There was a kid there for scale.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, down on the bottom.
Oh.
See in the
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is. It's probably a kid.
Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty impressive.
Hello, Mark.
Just wonder how those things were created.
Water, actually.
Yeah, water does good sculpture.
Oh, that's nice.
Boy.
Oh wow. Is that Alaska?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know this from Macau.
Yeah, I mean, some of the photos had, titles or had descriptions on them or indicate, but I don't have that handy.
Right.
So.
Looks like it was a cha-cha. You just hate it when the clouds move.
That's a nice picture.
Boy, pretty flowers in the outback.
And I don't know if that's just taken at sunrise or sunset, or if it's really that red.
I think he's pushed the color pretty hard.
It does have that appearance, yeah. Yeah, those look like they're in the lower 48. You know, it could be Utah. Petrified log, I think.
These are very nice. Great light on them. Photographer really chose the right time of day.
Yeah, it's too bad he wasn't able to come and
Tell us about it.
tell us about it.
Yeah.
He does have some photos in the 30th anniversary booklet, so
Oh, that's amazing.
okay. And Carl,
Yeah. Okay, this is
Oh.
the Hidden Creek Park Giant in Hillsboro.
oh,
And
okay.
it's a sculpture, but it's also a giant playground, and there's probably 20 kids running around there.
Climb on it all you want, huh?
Yeah, I got another angle to show how big it is too.
Yeah, that the hand with the butterfly. I mean, that really, is nice.
Yeah, that's from a different angle and with the some adults there. And there's lots of ways to explore that thing, including my daughter went and stuck her arm down through the nose, so a hand would come out of the nose. But yeah, you can climb up inside it all over. It's pretty popular.
Yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
Right,
It's
I've
not
never heard
even
of
that
it.
far away. So
It's in Hillsboro.
Great
Great
subject.
subject.
Okay, you might recognize this. This is Kelly Point. It's a confluence of the Willamette River and the Columbia River. And this is an old, I think they called them wing dams. It was an old way of controlling the sediment. So the Willamette River has big ships. You can see the ship there. That's out in the Columbia more there. But it was an old way of controlling the sediment from filling in the channels of the river. And that tripod out in the water is used to kind of warn boats to not go between it and the shore when the water's higher. And this photo was actually larger, but I had gotten too close to the front of it, and it was really it was a huge window violation popping out. So I tried to crop it.
and it's always nice when you're able to.
Yeah, I was trying to. I think maybe the resolution's a little lower than I could have done, but I was able to save it. That was the first time probably that I've.
It's very comfortable to view.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not having any trouble looking at it.
Yeah, it was painful before, so. But I'm still I've taken a lot of photos with the W3, the Fuji, but I still get too close. So.
And so one of the nice things with this Beam Pro is the lenses are a little bit closer than the W3. So the W3 is, I think, about 75 millimeter lens spacing, and this is 50.
Oh.
So it's between the red hydrogen 1 is much closer, and so this is so the red hydrogen 1 is really great for close-ups and not as good for distance. This is like a compromise between the lens spacing of the red hydrogen 1 and the W3. So, but I'll pull it out later.
Yeah.
Oh, smallest park in the world.
Yeah, there it is, Mill Ends Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and standing there can be exciting because those
Yeah.
you see the yellow lines. That's where the edge of the traffic is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
Wow.
there it is.
Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't say on the sign "smallest park in the world" or something.
Yeah.
It's claim to fame.
Yeah.
But
It's a different every time you go by there. There's different foliage and different weird things that people leave in there. Yeah,
I think it might also be the smallest park sign.
Yeah,
If you had done this as a stereo macro, it might look like life size, like a real size park.
Yeah, okay.
Is it like on NATO Parkway?
Yeah, that's on NATO Parkway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and Bob.
Well, can we have the name of that park with the sculpture in the background again?
Yeah, it's a Mill Inns.
No, he wants the
No,
playground.
I mean the one where the children are
Oh
playing.
yeah, that's a Hidden Creek Park, and that's the Hidden Creek Park Giant. It's in Hillsborough. There's a community center like right next to it. So, it's pretty popular.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Oops, wrong way. So, Bob.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Lincoln Park, Chicago, Illinois. The conservatory's in the back. They also have a free zoo here that's a really nice zoo.
Spent a lot of time in that conservatory.
Did you used to live there, Steve?
I spent most of my childhood in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is nicknamed the Bean. It's in Millennium Park in Chicago, so it's got the shot has the skyscrapers reflected in it.
Yeah.
So it's called the Cloud Gate.
That's the real name for it. Yeah.
I often wonder how they keep it clean.
Well, they just refurbished it a while back. I think they had it closed for a while. This is Mesa Verde National Park in Colorado. So the ancestral Pueblo people live there.
Wow.
Yeah, and the people there really shows the scale of it.
Yeah.
This is in my hometown, Freeport, Illinois. It's in Crape Park, K-R-A-P-E. That's the one that's the palindrome. It's spelled the same forward and backward. And these are just some clouds. I guess they're probably jet streams, actually, but I thought they were interesting. And this is
Monument Valley, right?
Monument Valley, yeah. It's technically a Navajo tribal park. And this is the north rim of the Grand Canyon. This is a castle in Central Park in New York. I think it's called Belvedere Castle. It was just built for, I think, to attract people to visit. Nobody lived there or anything.
Wow. Do you know when they built it? Like 1890s maybe, or earlier?
I would guess about that time. I'm not sure. This is Retiro Park in Madrid, Spain. Really nice city park. It's huge. I spent half a day there taking pictures.
It's interesting because I'm looking at that boat in the foreground. It almost looks like it's a sink. It looks like there's three things there that look like that where you put the valves for a sink.
It kind of looks like a bathtub. Yeah. I think I've shown this before. The Jolly Green Giant. He's in the Jolly Green Giant Park in near Blue Earth, Minnesota, off I-90.
Wow. What is Blue Earth? Is that
Just a little city.
just a city?
Yeah. This is part of the Badlands, South Dakota. This is Sylvan Lake. It's in Custer State Park. It's pretty close to Rapid City, where Mount Rushmore is. They have a big herd of buffalo in the park. And this is a water lily in Como Park, COMO, in Minneapolis. That's where the next NSA convention is going to be next year. This is my old dog Gilly in a dog park. So he's anxiously waiting for somebody to throw a ball so we can go chase it. And this is Pompeii Archaeological Park, Italy. So in 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius blew its lid, covered this city with 19 feet of volcanic ash, killed about a couple thousand people, and it was buried until the late 1500s when it was discovered again. And this shows a place where people would go eat. I guess they didn't cook many meals in their homes, and this was kind of a little, these things would keep the food warm in those little circles, and people would have a little buffet, I guess. So this volcano that buried this city is, it was about 6 miles away.
Oh, is that all?
And it's about 6 miles away from Naples, which is a huge city in Italy. And I'm told that that volcano is still active and overdue to erupt again.
Well, you know, people live near active, you know, volcanic and seismic things, and Portland is due for the big one, overdue for the big one, and so it'll be like a 9.0 earthquake.
Yikes.
So, last erupted in 1700, and they know the precise date because the tsunami struck Japan, and Japan had good records, and so they know precisely when the, you know, down to the day, the hour, minute when the tsunami struck Japan. They know how long it took the tsunami to travel across the Pacific Ocean, so they know precisely when the last eruption was, or not the last big Cascadia subduction quake, and the average is every 300 years. It was last in 1700, so in 2000 it would have been 300 years, and so we're overdue.
That's interesting.
And so, you know, people tell me I'm crazy, but I'm still living here in Portland. So,
What do? Move to where?
where, yeah, so you can
insurance.
move somewhere where there's going to be tornadoes or floods or, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the Netherlands are waiting for the flood.
Yeah. This is, I have to look what this is Corona Park in New York. That sphere in the background is, I think it's called the Unisphere. It was part of the 1964 World's Fair. It was in Flushing Meadows. This is really close to where they have the U.S. Open tennis tournament.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
And Ken.
Okay, these pictures are all from Zion, so you don't have to think about where they are. Let's see, 9 exposed geological formations in Zion National Park are also part of the Grand Staircase, which is a super sequence of sedimentary rock layers that stretch south from Bryce Canyon National Park through Zion and on into Grand Canyon. They've got a We visited quite a few times, most recently in 2010 and 2013. And so these are a mixture of 2010 and 2013 pictures. So you can go to the next one. They got a great bus system. If you stay in Springdale, Utah, you can take free buses right to the visitor center, and then these buses take you all through the park. Very well laid out. At least it was in 2010 and 2013. They had a big flash flood in, I think it was 2021. I don't know if you saw it on the news, but a lot of these streets got torn up and everything like that. So, and let's see, in the latter part of the 1800s, Mormon pioneers arrived in southern Utah, and their Christian beliefs led a hand in the area being named Zion. It's a Hebrew word, translates to the refuge or sanctuary. This is Mount Moroni. Moroni was the angel that appeared to Joseph Smith in 1823. So a lot of the mountains are named, from the Mormon culture.
Right.
This is West Temple Vista. So they have a long trail. I think it's called the Weeping Rock Trail, where you see all these rock formations on either side of you. And also, when you take the buses, you can stop along the way and see these mountains. And I think this is the Watchman Mountains. And here is the Riverwalk. And the Virgin River part of the Zion Canyon, which is nearly 15 miles long, includes sheer wild cliffs that are 2,600 feet high. And the river is a powerful force, continuously carving, shaping, and widening the sheer vertical Navajo sandstone walls. So this ends in this is the Weeping Rock Trail. Now this first one was 2013. And then in the next picture, this was from 2010, so a little bit out of order in time, but it's the same general area. What was that?
Traveling backwards in time.
Backwards in time, yep. And here's the Virgin River off of the Riverwalk. Now this is right at the end where you go into the Narrows. We went there in 2010 and it was like here ankle deep. I've heard that you go ankle deep and knee deep, and then the next thing you know you're chest deep in the Narrows. So, and it's a dangerous place. You have to worry about flash floods. Number of people got killed in 2015 when a flash flood came through here and trapped them in the Narrows. But we went there and we thought it was a nice day, but we weren't prepared to go crossing. It's about a 2-mile hike in, and we would have had wet clothes going out, so we didn't do it then. But we said we'd come back and we'd be prepared. So if you look at the next slide, we weren't prepared for this. The people who were prepared had like wetsuits, and they were totally kitted up and ready. This was in September of 2013. So we didn't go that time either. And this is up in the higher elevation. This is snow, and you can see the snow in the 3D picture. It's in Kolob Canyon. This was again in September of 2013. That was it.
Okay, thanks, Ken.
Great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And David.
Okay. Yeah. When I think of parks, I think of amusement parks because I worked in one when I was in college. It's a summer job. Probably the best job I ever had. It's just a small park. But anyway, okay, this is much bigger than where I work, but nice Ferris wheel.
Where is that?
It's in Knoebels Amusement Park in Pennsylvania. And another, actually this ride also in Knoebels called the Merry Mixer. That was the ride that I happened to operate on the very first day I worked at the park where I grew up. Okay, this is the carousel that I showed last month. And last month I had it as a cha-cha, and so there's nobody in it. But these are some W3 pictures, so I got people in the picture now. It's the same amusement park.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very nice.
So, this is a Council Crest Park. It's the highest point within the city of Portland, and so that's a view showing downtown and also Mount St. Helens. So this is looking approximately north. I don't know if it's exactly north, but so the Council Crest Park is south of the city of Portland. Or it's within the city of Portland, but it's south of the downtown.
So what bridge is that? An arch bridge?
Oh, that must be the 405 bridge.
The Fremont, yeah.
Okay.
And so, yeah, just so this is actually just taken, you know, very close, but the other one showed the edge of this circle. But this circle, if you stand inside it, there's compass points. You can sort of see to the right there's the thing that looks like an arrow, and so there are the 4 compass points, so you can tell which way you're looking. And there's a telescope that you can drop money into. And so this picture I've showed before. The other one I don't think I have, but so this is in the Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden, and I just happened to be lucky enough to catch the squirrel. I was able to get close enough to him. He was tempted by the food, or maybe they're just very tame because people are walking by all the time, but I thought it was lucky to get that photo. And so, you know, the garden, you know, has, you know, a lot of flowers. It's one of the few parks in Portland where there's an admission fee to get in. And the admission fee goes to maintain the garden.
Is it owned by the city or is it a private park?
I believe it's owned by the city. And so basically the Crystal Springs feeds this lake, and and they have these paths that go around the lake, right adjacent to the lake, as well as, you know, more away from the lake, that you can be looking down at the lake. And they have lots of these wooden pathways and bridges. And this is the same fountain that David had a picture of. This was manipulated because that wasn't the real sky. I did a sky replacement to get that.
Somehow the skies look so much better with a little few clouds.
Mm-hmm. And that is actually a hyper. Basically, I had two cameras mounted on a. Did I have two cameras? I don't remember if I had two cameras or if it was a cha-cha, but it was mounted on a bar so that I could, keep it level and stuff. Okay, and Steve.
All right. So this is in the children's garden at Emmanuel Hospital.
Portland here.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
Yep, and it's last week somebody asked me to show a wasp, and here's a wasp. This is actually across the street from a park, but I thought I'd include it anyway since someone had asked for it.
What did you take that picture with?
This is taken with the red hydrogen one.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
With that macro attachment?
No, this is just free and then cropped. And that's Glen Haven Park in the background. The next few, I think, are all from Glen Haven. Yeah, this is the skate park at Glen Haven.
Well, it'd sure be nice to be young enough and skilled enough to run your skateboard in the park like that. That would be fun if you could do it.
Yeah, I wonder how many falls those guys, your typical kid who does that, takes,
You got lots of knee braces.
This is in the tennis court at Glen Haven again.
So
Somebody forgot their glasses.
either somebody took them off and planned to put them back on, or I don't know. Was that abandoned glasses, or?
No, there was nobody around, so they were just laying there.
That's a really nice composition.
Hmm.
And this is a squirrel in Glen Haven Park. And again, I think this one is a cha-cha. You look just under his chin, you can kind of see that it's not quite right.
Yeah.
He's standing pretty still though.
Yeah, well, when they're eating, it's the only thing that moves is his mouth, so that's why you can see it right there.
Yeah.
That's where the air is. And this is a wire sculpture, also in Glen Haven Park. This is, that's a mile marker on, they used to have those all throughout Portland like 100 years ago, and this is one of the few that's left. And it's at, I think it's Ventura Park.
That's what the sign says.
So it's miles from center of Portland, P7 or 7 miles?
Baseline.
7 miles to wherever they were measuring from in the center of Portland. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know exactly. There's a sign that explains it, but it was damaged when I was there.
Hmm.
And this is a bee that was in the public garden at the Museumplein in Amsterdam.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And Mark.
Okay, well, starting out with, this is Colorado National Monument. It looks an awful lot like Zion, but it's got the same red rocks and similar kind of brush there, but it's very scenic. It's worth a stop if you're over in Colorado anytime. This is also Colorado National Monument. This is Death Valley. These strange sort of hexagon ridges on the valley floor just go off as far as you can see to the hillside there. And at some point they must have been full of some water that evaporated maybe. I'm not sure what caused the shapes like that, but it's a weird place to walk around in though.
Yeah.
And this is also Death Valley. This is, they call Devil's Golf Course. It's a very sharp, crystally formations. I think there's some salt in there, but you can hardly walk around. It's so sharp and the footing is so uneven. But again, it goes way off to the horizon there. It's amazing how much of the valley is filled with this stuff.
So that was a lake once, or what was it?
I think at some point some water flows in there, but generally it's dry like this. But I think occasionally, if they get the right kind of rainfall, some water gets in there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Death Valley is below sea level even, so it's a strange environment there. The next shot is a closer look at the sharp formations in the Devil's Golf Course.
You wouldn't want to walk in that, no way.
No. And I think we even come closer. Yeah, there's a closer shot of it.
Looks almost like coral.
Yeah, it does a little bit, yeah. It might even, yeah, there's a closer shot, yeah. So in a way, it's almost a shame to walk through there because it breaks off all the little points and things there, but there's plenty of it to go around. If you're trying to take a picture like this, you just have to look a little ways and you find something that nobody's walked on yet. And now we're over at Bryce Canyon. These colors aren't quite as intense as the earlier shot from somebody else that we looked at, but it is amazingly colored there, though. Same Bryce Canyon. Again, Bryce Canyon.
Yeah, that rock formation is amazing.
Almost impossible to take bad pictures there. Everything where you look, it's just so scenic and beautiful. And let's see, this is Glass Beach in California. Decades ago, they used to dump their garbage off the shore, off the cliffs here into the ocean. And they don't do it anymore, but all the glass and pottery that was in there has since been tumbled by the waves and smoothed. And so the next shot shows, if you go down on the shore, there's so much glass and ceramic material, it's all smoothed by the wave action there. There's been a problem, though, that everybody who visits the beach thinks they ought to fill up a bag and take some home, and so it's becoming less and less dense from what it used to be. I've heard stories that back in the 80s, there'd be a layer more than a foot thick of just the glass without rocks mixed in like you see here. But it's not that dense anymore because of all the souvenir hunters.
Mm-hmm.
A closer shot of it. Yeah, this is a park in Central Oregon. I've forgotten its name. It's a volcanic park, and so they have these fields of obsidian, which is like a glass-like material that is created by volcanoes. If the conditions are right, I don't know what the lava has to heat a certain way or something, but it's almost like black glass. So there's a couple shots here from that volcanic park. That's all obsidian. In the center of that black material.
There's an area in Illinois called Garden of the Gods that has obsidian cliffs, and then there's a whole creek that literally runs through obsidian.
Wow, that would be fun to see.
Okay, and Carl, your open projector.
Photos. So this year I made it down to the Oregon Country Fair, and I've got a couple of photos. This is one of the Pegasus sculpture. Yeah, Artis is one of the performers, and they dress up and do kind of parades through there.
What's the intent of all the bicycle sprockets?
I'm not sure. Creativity? I didn't quite figure out the theme of this one.
Just artistic, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of art going on there. It's there's some pretty wild costumes, that's for sure.
Great subject.
Seems like a lot of gear to carry around.
Yeah.
And
That was bad.
this looks like one of those Coraline cats that they have
Yeah.
us at exhibited in Portland.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I printed out a map of them and let my daughter lead me around downtown, finding as many of these as we could. And
How many did you find?
about 12, maybe 14. No, we couldn't do them all. There's about 30 of them around town.
And so I guess they're going to auction them off for
Oh.
charity
Ah.
whenever the exhibit is over. They'll all be auctioned off. I forget what charity. I think it was one of the hospitals or something.
Yeah. Or there, a similar thing was done in Vancouver, like, I don't know, more than 10 years. Well, say within 10 years, I guess. Where they had with hearts. They had these heart sculptures that were then worked over by artists in different ways, kind of like you see with this cat.
So how big is it?
Oh, it's about 4 feet, maybe 4 or 5 feet. It's pretty big. It's pretty large. And they just re-released the 15th anniversary of Coraline in the theaters in 3D.
Oh.
So we actually went and watched it last week.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a great 3D movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually discovered a while ago, you can probably search for it if you want, there's a Coraline graphic novel that you can, so I think you can find it on Amazon.
Is it?
It's not very thick, it just has photos
Okay.
and, stuff that was put together. It was after the movie, so they basically took,
Images from the movie.
and put
Oh.
a story together. And so if you're a fan of Coraline, you might be interested in that. So just search on Amazon and you'll probably find
Yeah,
it.
the 3D Club went down to the theater down there on Burnside, I think it was. I don't know where the theater was, and we saw a lot of Coraline one, and they had where you put in, a drawing, and I won. And so I got a Coraline doll that's never been out of the box. And I got a Coraline book that shows you how the movie was made,
Mhm.
and I don't know what they're worth, but I won them.
I noticed in the promotional material for the re-release in 3D of the movie that it mentions that it's been remastered. Does anybody know how it compares to the Blu-ray that originally came out in 3D?
Yeah, I saw it, and I have that Blu-ray, and I saw it in the theater both when it was originally released and like on opening night and on this 15th anniversary. And I mean, it looked really good, but I couldn't quite tell like what was different.
Yeah, I'd rather have the Blu-ray than basically just go to the theater and see it once. So.
Yeah, possibly it was in 4K in the theater now, but I don't know.
Oh, I'll bet it's even higher than
Yeah,
that. Is it, for a
Possibly.
theatrical projection,
Yeah.
4K is like at home, right?
Yeah, I guess,
Like a
yeah, that's
Blu-ray,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
I would bet it's higher, but I don't really know those standards. One thing I always think of with Coraline is that when the movie came out, and I think I was with the 3D Club at that time, and so it was interesting that it seemed to get a lot of attention, and not that it didn't deserve it, but it kind of reminded me how, people were mentioning it. I listened to a lot of the talk radio and stuff, and people were mentioning it on the radio in places where they don't normally talk about movies. And I thought that's really cool, but I also thought, somebody's agent is greasing the palms of these people to talk about it on these sports shows or whatever. They just bring it up for about 2-3 minutes and then they're gone.
Coraline was pretty early in the 3D, digital 3D movie fad. 2009, I think it came out. There was a whole lot of 3D movies out there. It was exciting.
Yeah, it was Leica's first movie, and so a lot of people in Portland worked on it.
Yeah, it was done in Portland, so.
Or Hillsborough, more precisely, right?
Well, basically.
Yeah.
It's all Portland.
The old Will Vinson Studios where they did the raisins.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's important.
Called
Well, I don't
Leica
know.
now.
There was a. And now it's like a.
Go ahead.
Okay, I think that was.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Bob.
I just have one shot here. When I was looking through my park pictures, I found this one and it makes me laugh every single time. Actually, my wife took this. But this, you know, this couple paid probably $125 for a 20-minute romantic gondola ride in Venice. And this could be any one of us 3D photographers.
Yeah.
He leaves his wife sitting back there, and he sits up front so he can get good pictures. So I just find that so funny. And you can tell she's probably used to it. She's got that look on her face.
That's what my wife says. I said, "You want to see my 3D pictures?" And she said, "Who cares?" Hey, Herb's got a wife that'll at least try to take some pictures now and then.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to choose themes for future meetings. Everybody gets 3 votes. You can vote for the same theme 3 times, or you can vote for, 2 different themes or 3 different themes. And basically, what we'll do is you don't need to be a member to vote. And what we'd like you to do is vote for themes that you would share photos of if that theme happens to be a monthly theme. So in other words, if you say, oh boy, that theme looks really hard, I wonder if people are going to come up with, I'm not going to do that, then please don't vote for it. Vote for things that basically you think you would want to contribute themes of. So anyone want to go first?
I'll go for electricity and flight and toys.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'll second toys. I also like reflections. And what else can I contribute to? I'll throw in gardens and gardening.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll go with toys and reflections and streets.
Okay.
Everybody likes toys. Yeah, I'll go for toys also, and streets and exhibits.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll go for nature, ocean, nautical, and seasons.
Okay, anyone else?
Windows, reflections, nature.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll go streets and roads, landmarks, and pick one real fast here. Action.
Anyone else?
Toys, streets and roads, and landmark. Nature. There's a lot of good ones in here.
Okay, anyone else?
Okay, I'll go for reflections, occupations, oceans, and
Occupations, oceans, and
exhibits.
exhibits. Okay. So Ken, you were going.
Yeah, I started with reflections, and then I'll put 2 votes on windows and doors.
Okay. Anyone else?
Maybe electricity, occupations, and weather.
Okay. Anyone else?
It's Bob, I'll go exhibits, windows and doors, and landmarks.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, this is Jim. I'll go with exhibits, actions, and nature.
Okay. Anyone else? Am I the last one? I'm gonna go with toys, and I'm gonna go with exhibits, and I'm gonna go with windows and doors. Anyone else? Okay, so toys has 6 votes, windows and doors has 5, streets roads has 4, reflections has 5, nature has 4, exhibits has 5, and so looking at anything that has 4 or more votes, it looks like toys would be, let's see, October, and then exhibits would be windows and doors would be November, exhibits would be December, reflections would be January, streets roads would be February, nature would be March. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think that's our upcoming themes. And so I think those sound like some exciting themes, and so I'm looking forward to see what people contribute for those. And let's see, moving on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the part 3 of the ISU Code Folio 33 slideshow. So let me share my screen, and I need to share the sound, and I'm going to share that and share it, and problem is,
there we go, you can hide. I can't see it because it's on
It's on the other side of you. Wrap around.
Usually you can hide the, or you can move it to the bottom.
How do I move it?
Let me see.
Yeah, the cursor and the
For some reason it's
controls
locked
are
in
on
there.
different screens.
Let me
in different
stop
frames.
sharing briefly. Oh, this stupid thing, because it's
Or maybe it's 'cause
basically,
it's
okay,
stereoscopic.
I know what the problem, apologies, because this is in 3D, so I have to stop the 3D to find it.
Oh, there it goes. If you go to those more, see if you can click on more, and then it goes hide hide video panel. We could go again. Where is it? Hide floating meeting controls. There we go.
Perfect, okay,
Now I can,
and let's
play.
go back to some
Oh,
3D.
Yeah,
Okay, and
There we go.
okay, sorry for that, but